Well, Kathy and I are in Rasar State Park, R-A-S-A-R, in Washington State. And it is a misty, foggy morning here in the Pacific Northwest. And we're about 30 miles from North Cascades National Park. We'll be heading there in a little bit. But I'm just strolling down this trail in the campground here, which should take us down to a viewpoint of the Skagit River. So we're just going to head on down and see if we can find it. Very jungle-like here. I love this moss that's hanging on everything in these rainforests. Incredible. Look at this. And here's a little sample of a tree stump just covered in this moss. Look at this. It just grows on everything here. Okay. Deeper into the forest. Alright, so I came out to this day use area. And we're going to head down here to take a look at the Skagit River. So on this very, very foggy morning, September 5th, 2025, we have come to the banks of the Skagit River. You can barely see the other side. A very calm river. It's about 150 miles long, named after the Skagit tribe. I know this river spawns many salmon, I think 3 different species, and the bald eagles love to come down here and feed on them. Here's a little spider web right here. A few drops of moisture coming down right now. And this is our first view of the Skagit. And we'll be heading over to North Cascades National Park in about an hour or so. There's been some wildfires in the area. Hopefully they're letting up. Hopefully this little drizzle and moisture will help with that. And we've arrived at North Cascades National Park. An awfully smoky day. So it's actually unhealthy right now, but we're going to go in and we're going to take a look, and hopefully that smoke will blow out of here. North Cascades, here we come. And here we have a much better view of the Skagit River from the foggy morning that we started with today. We're right on the side of the road. As you can hear, what's interesting is when you have this wildfire smoke that you can see right here, that sun has a certain orange tint that you don't usually see. They do call the Cascades the Alps of America, or the American Alps. There you can see a little bit of that reflection of the sun on the water. A little bit of an eerie look out there. We're going to head to the visitor center now. Well, with all the smoke, Kathy and I spent several hours in the visitor center. And this is a short boardwalk trail outside the back of the visitor center. It's about 100 yards, and it goes to this point, which is the view. So this is the viewpoint, the climax of this trail that gives us a view in normal weather of the Pickett Range. So here's the range, and now use your imagination big time, because that's all we have today. And honestly, the smoke is starting to get my throat a little raspy, so it is significant, but it is what it is. And this is what we have today at North Cascades National Park. There's Kathy sitting in the visitor center, air conditioned with clean air. And in spite of it all, the obstacles before us with the smoke, we're taking this river loop trail right out of the visitor center. It's a 1.8 mile lollipop route, drops down 100 feet, and let's just experience this park, even though it's not the best conditions. This trail will take us down to the Skagit River. We'll see if we can find anything else. Pretty open area here. Very well maintained trail. You see it's gravel. There's a tree in front of us right here. Across the trail, but we'll manage this. Step right over this guy. All right, continuing down to the river. It does smell a little bit like smoke, of course, but not too bad. So we should be at the river shortly. Here you may be able to see some of that smoke. Again, that sun has that interesting orange tint coming through the smoke filter. All right, so we're going to head on down this trail. Still pretty. The lighting is very interesting. Pretty warm out. It's in the 80s. They have the air conditioner cranked up in the visitor center, so had to put an extra shirt on to be in there, but out here it's kind of warm. The trail here is going through an area that was burned, I think it was in 2015, about 10 years ago. I mean, you could see the scarring on these trees, and you can see the new growth, and that's why we have this open area here. And this fire obviously came very close to the visitor center. Some charred out remains and new life. That's the rhythm of the forest. Now it looks like we're heading into an area that was not affected as much by that fire. And here is some more of this, I believe it's called horsehair lichen. I thought this was moss, but I think it's lichen that's just hanging off all these tree branches. And I love the way the ferns just grow literally right out of the roof of this. So much moisture normally down here. Not today. Okay, so this looks like it might close out our Riverwalk Trail. 1.8 Lollipop Loop. Hope you enjoyed it. A little stroll on a smoky day here at North Cascades National Park in Washington. And to close our first day here at North Cascades National Park, taking an evening stroll, crossing this one-lane bridge that leads into the campground. And we'll take one last parting shot of the Skagit River at sunset.